Welcome to Chalk Talk, presented by Option Central, the premier source for all things option football, featuring the play of the day with Coach Tony DeMeo. Sponsored by Coach's Office, a leader in football software since 1997. CoachesOffice.com. Now sit back and get your pencil and paper ready as host John Anderson and Coach Tony DeMeo present another Play of the Day.
Welcome, everyone, to the Play of the Day Chalk Talk from Option Central. I am your host, John Anderson, and I'm here with Coach Tony DeMeo, who has established the Play of the Day series as the Internet's most popular daily coaching tip. Today, we're going to talk about the play-action pass off the jet sweep. Coach, over to you.
The play of the day for this Chalk Talk is the play-action pass off the jet sweep. This has been a big play for us, and what it does is it forces the jet sweep, forces the defensive secondary to roll with the motion, and by doing that, it makes it vulnerable backside to the passing game. I'm going to show you the play first, and then I'll go through it step by step, but we do it out of a compressed set. So this is our split end here. Our slot is really here. And then this is a split end and play side slot. So we're doing it out of a set called jack formation, which is a compressed set that has the split end and the slot in different positions. So this would actually be wide jack because the slot is out wider than the split end. So let's take a look at it. Here's the sweeper going in motion. The quarterback fakes. And you see him dumping it off to the shallow drag. Let's see that again. Back here. Now watch this. The skinny post is covered by two receivers, which opens up the two crossing routes. Let's watch it from the end zone. We see the note here is, notice we're still using our smart splits that we talk about all the time. We're going to get a double team here. This tackle is going to turn out on the tackle, and we're going to get blocked big on big here. And there you see the completion. Our prime receiver is the X receiver, and he's going to run a skinny post right down here, down the hash mark. Now, in this case, what's going to happen, he's going to occupy two defenders. This wide receiver here, the Z receiver, he's going to come across, and he's going to do an over route. And the play side slot is going to do a shallow drag. So basically, what you're getting is action to the field, but a three-level read to the boundary. The deep route is the first read, the shallow route is the second read, and the over route is the third read. Okay, and the reason we do that is because we don't want the quarterback to get pressured, so he knows he can throw the drag as a hot receiver off the play action. So let's take a look at what we have here. Here's the fake to the jet sweep. You see the secondary rolling, two people covering the X, and then we're hitting the shallow drag underneath. There you see the two crossing routes coming across. And the over route trying to get back to be a blocker. And fortunately, he doesn't make contact, otherwise it'd be a clip. This is the way the drawing looks. We're going to see it against a 4-3 first. And now the only difference in this drawing is we're faking the inside zone to the tailback. And he's blocking in A-gap, front side A-gap. We see big on big right across the board, a double team on the nose, looking back to the wheel in case there's a backside blitz. The tailback has the Mike if he blitzes. The sweeper has the Sam if he blitzes. So we have everybody picked up protection-wise, and in the clip that you saw, the free safety and the corner converged on the X receiver, opening up the two crossing routes. And again, the quarterback went through his progression properly and hit the shallow drag for a sizable gain, but the over route was open as well. And that's a really tough pass for a defense to cover, because they have to respect the jet sweep first, and then after flowing to the motion of the jet sweep, they have a three-level read away from the place they've just flowed from. This is against an 8-man front. This is how it would work. It'd be very difficult for an 8-man front to cover that skinny post without the free safety hanging on it, which is, again, would take him out of the run support of the jet sweep. So this is a really devastating play for a three-man secondary to cover, if you want the free safety and run support, because the X will automatically be inside of the corner and have an inside-out position on the corner, and then that puts him in a situation where we should have a shot at the deep route, because the free safety, if he plays run, will not be able to get back to help on that X. But if he does, then the quarterback just goes through his progression. The blue route is his second read. The green route is his third read. And that's the jet sweep play action crossing routes pattern.
Coach, I recognize this route from many years ago. I know that Bill Walsh used this route with the 49ers, and he also used it with the Stanford Cardinal prior to going to the 49ers. This route, the only difference I see in this route is the depth of the Z receiver coming across, but it works very much the same way. Did you get this route combination from Bill Walsh?
I did. I spent 2 days with Bill Walsh in the winter of '98, and I learned a ton of things from him. But really, the guy that he didn't do it off so much off a play action fake or the jet sweep or anything like that. But the guy that I saw do it off an option fake was Larry Smith, when he was head coach of the Missouri Tigers, and he used to do it. And then the other, so he did it off an option fake. Now I did it off the jet sweep fake here, John. But really, I originally did it off an option fake, and where instead of the jet sweep guy going in jet motion, he went in triple option motion. And we did the exact same thing. We faked the tailback, faked the pitch to the motion man, and then threw the exact same route. We threw that off the option as well as the jet sweep. And Larry Smith was the one that I first saw do that. But Bill Walsh, I did it off just off drop back, and it was very effective for him.
As I remember, we used this off of the power sweep fake, and it was something that we were very good with. Of course, when they're all chasing the sweep one way, it's awful difficult it's awful difficult for a linebacker to get back in there and take away the Z receiver coming across. But I do have one more question I want to ask, and that being, what was the percentages of your ball distribution to your receivers over the years that you ran this, or do you have that information?
Well, I do, and it changed, because we made one really great discovery. We used to never, when I first put this in, we never hit this guy. He always just cleared everybody out. But we did two things that opened the X receiver up. The first is this formation, because when we ran it off the option, the X was split out to here. Can you see what I'm talking about, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the corner, what the corner would do, because we were good at throwing that, he would play the X inside out. He would undercut the post and take the post away. So that kind of basically took that route out of the equation, and we really just threw it the over route to the drag to the over route. The drag would open up first. That's why we had him as the second look. But when we went to this formation, the putting H outside and X inside, X was now automatically inside of the corner, just by alignment. The corner couldn't undercut the post. So all of a sudden, X was open far more than it ever was. So that was one thing. And the other thing was, even when we did it out of a normal alignment, we told him this. We made the X route, instead of calling the X route a post route, we called it a deep route. And what his rule was this, is if he was lined up out here and the corner was inside him, he would drive the corner inside like he was going to a post and then just take it straight up field like a go route, actually fading to the sidelines. So the route, all of a sudden, the X route became a working route, and we hit that quite a few times for big, big plays. I've had that as the play of the day a few times. The second most hit route was the shallow drag. Now that used to be the most popular route before we made the adjustment to X's route and made that a deep route. And then the over route, of course, was the third route. But it's very, very difficult for a defense to defend a fast flow play like the triple option or the jet sweep one way and then have enough presence to cover a three-level read backside. That makes the play very, very difficult to cover. Does that help you?
Yes, sir. And one last question. Your protection, you demonstrated already how your protection is set up in a blitz pickup protection. Do you find that defenses were able to take the time, and of course it does take time in order for a defense in order to apply stunts and twists and incorporate blitzes into that. Does your protection hold up enough with that much time? And of course this play doesn't take much time in order to develop. Do you find that with all the twists and stunts that the defense really was just kind of defeating themselves?
Well, the problem with twists and stunts when you're an option team and you run the jet sweep is if you twist on the perimeter, say these two defenders twist, and you happen to run jet sweep, you're out the gate. They have no defense now. If you're running option and they twist, you're opening up a huge hole for the dive. So it's kind of difficult for them to twist and stunt against an option or a jet sweep team. If we were more a conventional offense, that might be an issue. The second thing is with the smart splits, it eliminates these two defensive linemen twisting right here because they have too far to go to twist. So, and the same thing with the nose tackle twist. You don't really see that because they have too far to go to twist. The only twist we ever really see are these two, and we just work on that. So I think that the smart splits really helps eliminate the twists and the stunts. We see some blitzes inside, and that's why we make the shallow drag the second read. He'll peek at the first read, but against the blitz, the shallow drag is a real good answer. You can just dump it to him anytime. So say, for example, Mike blitzes, the shallow drag is going to be wide open.
You've been watching Chalk Talk, featuring the play of the day with Coach Tony DeMeo. Sponsored by Coach's Office, a leader in football software since 1997. CoachesOffice.com. Play of the Day Chalk Talks are a production of Option Central, the premier source for all things option football. Ready to improve your option football coaching skills? It's time to join OptionCentral.net right now.